What I want to talk about is the power from within. So if you're looking at my YouTube or my Facebook, you will see this gentleman. His name is Larry, and he's 42 years old. He's 42 years old. He was someone that Venerable De Hong met in the prison. I believe it's in Lancaster. It's in Southern California. And so Larry has been in prison for 22 years. And this is a picture Larry and Venerable De Hong when Larry graduated. Now, I'll come back to that. But who is Larry? So Larry is an individual whose parents came from Mexico. He was born here. He was born in the United States. And his parents came from Mexico. They were divorced. They were divorced. So he grew up with a single parent. And I'm not sure if his mother was a drug addict or not, but he talked about how Larry was the only child. He and his mother lived in a shack, and his mother would bring boyfriends in all the time, different ones, of course, and he would be forced to sit in the sofa while his mother rendezvoused with his boyfriend of the day. So he basically grew up with no supervision or love from his only parent he knows. And so when he was old enough to leave the house, he did. He left the house, he joined up with his friends. That was his family. And obviously, he got into all kinds of trouble, drugs, whatever, you name it. And when he was 20 years old, he got into a fight, and he had a gun, and he killed 2 people of the opposite gang, of course. And for that, he was sentenced to 25 years or life. So basically, it was a life sentence with the possibility of parole upon good behavior if he had served the minimum, which would be 25 years. So obviously, he had not served 25 years yet. He's only 42 years old. Now, it turns out that before he was in prison, he had a child with his girlfriend. He was never married. And so his child would be 22 today. But in any case, he found Venerable De Hong in prison, was curious about what Venerable De Hong was doing week in and week out, and started to get interested in meditation, and start to really use mindfulness, what I call anchoring, to deal with his internal turmoil. And to put it simply, start to see the light within himself. And he took refuge, and he started to abide to the precepts, which is no killing, no stealing, no use of toxic speech, and then no use of intoxicants, which you can do in prison. So he didn't do any of that. And then he found his inner strength, and he enrolled in college, and he actually got his 4-year degree while he was in prison. Now just think about all the people that were helping him, including Venerable De Hong. Right? There's a lot of people. This is why I believe in the goodness of us. There are so many of us who are out there helping people, including those who are incarcerated. And you'd be surprised how many people line up to get into the prison to either to do high school education, to do college education, not only bachelor, but master level. So after he finished his 4-year degree, he continued, and he just finished his master's degree. And now he's enrolled in the program to actually train, the left is Larry, the one on the left is Larry, to train dogs. And a picture of Venerable De Hong with him in his graduation. And finally, he met up with his son, his 22-year-old son that he had never met. For some reason, they never visited him. And then they came to his graduation. So that was Larry in the middle with his mother, and I believe his grandmother or aunt on his right. On his left is his 22-year-old son, and the son's mother, his former boyfriend, and another relative. Anyway, my point is that there's a lot of positivity within us. We just have to figure out how to tap into it. I always use the example of the sun and the cloud. Every day is a sunny day. The sun is always there. But sometimes the sun doesn't get past the cloud. And so here, all we're doing is learn to push aside the cloud. The cloud. And then you will see the sun. The sun is within you.